Hello! Today I'm going to be making chickpea and nut burgers with sweet potato chips. This recipe is pretty good for the whole apocalypse situation because it involves mixed nuts, so pretty much anything that you've got in the cupboard will do, and chickpeas, which again a lot of people will probably have tins of chickpeas that they've had for a while and not know what to do with. So yeah. So one of the first things that you need to do is chop up some mint for making a mint yogurt accompaniment. So that is what I'm going to be doing now. Probably going to be better if you can see my hands a bit more. Right. So obviously pick your mint to start off with. That thing. My technique here is pretty terrible. It's still better than what it was when I first started at software, so yay! So yeah, if you just slice it up fairly large at first, you can sort of go for finely chopping it straight away, but I find that quite difficult, and it does increase the risk that you're going to slice your finger instead of the mint. So I prefer to do it quite large at first and then chop it finer afterwards. Oh god, I hate doing this on a glass chopping board. I'm used to plastic. The sound is awful. I am doing a vegetarian version, but if you wanted to do a vegan version, you'd just switch out the normal yogurt for some soy yogurt or coconut yogurt or whatever yogurt you want. 50 grams. You may recognise them if you have ever bought a Christmas pudding. Don't know why I'm saying that. Okay. Probably do actually measure your mint out, because it seems that I have very muchly over minted this yogurt. So not bad. Yeah, just there you go. Putting the spoon in that and okay, that's that. God, this is going to take up so much of my phone. I don't know what the fridge is for. Not quite sure. So, how am I going to do this? Probably go for slicing it. Oh, Jesus Christ, this knife is painfully unsharp. Yeah, and then just sort of do them into long wedge-like, sorry about that, into long wedge-like shapes, and then they're ready to go in the oven. Well, when you have cut them into the long wedge-like shapes. Okay, what I actually meant in this bit by this will make it fluffier was putting it in boiling water. I've had to cut a lot of the bits out with the instructions because reasons, and yeah, so that's what's going on here. It's crisp on the outside and soft on the inside texture. So done that, add sweet, cook for 4 minutes. Then drain through a colander. It is 1 teaspoon, I believe. Yes, 1 teaspoon. Of cold pressed rapeseed oil. And season with black pepper. That was a bit more than a teaspoon, sorry about that. Oh yeah, I should be showing you what I'm doing in a bit. So you're going to pour over the oil and then just toss the wedges lightly until they've all got a bit of a coating of oil on them. And that's that done at home. Very, very clumsy. So yeah, I should probably think more when doing about things like that. It does say just season with black pepper, but I'm going to put a little bit of salt in there as well, because who doesn't like salty chips? There we go. Toss them again once you've added the black pepper. Then we need, I think we have a small one. So probably something like either of those would be ideal. I'm going to go with the one that looks more non-sticky. So if you just get that ready and chuck your wedges onto there. Try and make sure they are a little bit spaced out, just so that they'll get an even cooking. You will turn them over at some point, but yeah, this will just help them make sure all of them get nice and crispy. Chuck that little one on there. There we go, that's that. So chuck them in the oven for 15 minutes, so 30. I have a fan oven, so mine is on 200 degrees, but if you have a normal oven, you need it on 220. While the chips are cooking, make the burgers. Here is where the food processor comes in, so I shall go and fetch that, and yes, you would be correct in noticing that it is very small, which does make cooking a bit of a pain sometimes, especially around Christmas dinner, but that's fine. So it's a Kenwood that I'm using, but obviously pretty much any food processor will do. It says 1 small red onion roughly chopped. Again, if I was doing this at work, I'd probably use the onion skin for a stock. But I'm not, so we're not going to do that. Yeah, it's probably a better idea to just take the lid off because I'm making a right pig's ear out of this. So there we go. Just gonna do that. So in the kitchen, we'd probably do this in the Robo-Coop, which it would be lovely if we had one at home, but costs a lot of money. And to be fair, Kenwood is quite decent for kitchen appliances. We are lazy, and we use lazy garlic. It is pretty much the same, you just don't really have to do anything yourself. If you're using normal garlic, then you need 1 large clove, peeled and halved, but 1 clove is equal to 1 teaspoon of lazy garlic, which is brilliant. It's going to sort of chuck a mixture of all the nuts that we have here into the food processor. So, however, this is the first time that I am making this, so if it doesn't work, I'm sorry. I feel like these are going to be very uneven. It's 10 grams of them already. So I just put some hazelnuts in. I'm now putting in some walnuts. So it's 25 grams, which is actually a surprisingly, oh, that's flaked almonds, which is actually a very small amount of nuts. So if you just sort of use a few of them, I'm going to use some pine nuts in there as well, because they have quite a nice flavour, especially when toasted. I think cashew nuts would go very well in this, however we don't actually have any here. So, that's the nut salad. Next we have got, no, those are for the cake later. Mum is making a cake at some point. Where did I put? There's my measuring spoon. So you need 1 teaspoon of ground cumin and 1 teaspoon of ground coriander. That's half a teaspoon. So that's the ground. Most spices will come with these really annoying lids on. I hate them, therefore take it off and just pour it out. Obviously if you're seasoning something with it, then it's quite useful, but otherwise it just gets in the way. That's the ground coriander, so we've done 1 teaspoon of that. Chuck the nuts in there, turn that off. And then another teaspoon of cumin. That is basically empty. I believe that we should have more, but that I think is basically a teaspoon anyway. So in that goes, and then that can go bin. Right. In the food processor they go. Okay, that's that. Then So yeah, that doesn't seem to have made too much difference, and it does say to keep them fairly you don't want them too fine, so that your burgers do have like a bit of stuck to the tray, and obviously hot, so if you just use okay, whilst poking, be gentle because apparently they fall apart very easy. Oh, these are looking tasty. That's that done. We don't have any coriander. Please feel free to add coriander if you wish, if you do possess any. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this in half. Right, I would definitely recommend using a juicer such as this one if you have one, as I just find they tend to get a lot more of the juice actually out of the lemon. Whereas you can end up sort of leaving it half empty if you go for doing it yourself. So how much we need? 25 grams of wholemeal plain flour. I don't have any wholemeal, so I'm going to try it with regular. I'd imagine it should work the same, it will just be slightly unhealthier. So again, 25 grams isn't really that much. I think it's just to sort of bring it together, so it should be okay, just with it just being plain flour if you don't have wholemeal. Obviously if you'd like to make this gluten-free, then I believe it should also work with gluten-free flour, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, okay, that's that. Season with, again, I'm not sure what this recipe has against salt, but I'm going to put some in anyway because salt is tasty. Black pepper and salt. Okay, and then we whiz it around again. Okay, so then make sure that your hands are washed for this. Then we're gonna form this into some burgers. Smelling pretty good, so hopefully should make us some tasty burgers. So the way that you're going to do this is you roll it up into a ball first. Obviously you can see that's quite a strange shaped ball, and then just press it into a burger patty. This is supposed to make 4 burgers. I'm just going to wash my hands and start frying. A bigger frying pan would ideally be better for this, so that you can do a few at a time, but I'm going to use this one because it's actually non-stick. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon, a teaspoon of olive oil, of sunflower oil in there. Put the sunflower oil back up there. So this is the sort of consistency that you want the paste to be at. It rolls off all the time. Chicken wedges again, they seem alright. So yeah, you're just going to heat the pan up for a little bit, and then press out the burgers, and then sort of looking something similar to that. And if you just stick while you're cooking this, you'll see it start to sizzle. There isn't really a good way that I can do this, but I'll put you back there for a second, and then so it needs to start browning. Again, I will show you as soon as I feel like it has reached, it has got to that texture. Yeah, looking very tasty. I need to sort of poke them around again. One of the things that a whole of the kitchen team finds with a lot of recipes, pretty much no oven is ever at the temperature that it says it's at, other than the oven at the soft one. Which I will position you so you can do. I don't think you can turn the camera around while you're filming, but that is the sort of colour that you need it to be. So I shall cook it on the other side, and then right. All of the kitchen team has fairly different approaches to serving. Charlotte takes the approach of, if it looks nice, if it tastes nice, I'm happy with it. It doesn't really need to look nice. Dom does prefer there to be good presentation with the food. I tend to take a similar approach to Charlotte. But I can make it look pretty if I really want to. So yeah, the way that I would serve this, if I was doing it with the salad that it's supposed to come with, I would probably serve it, the burgers on one side of the plate and the salad in this area, and that is the finished product, by the way, which does look fairly burger-like, as in meaty burger-like. Might need a little bit more, head over a bit, and check, flatten it out a bit if it needs it. Oh, that's looking a lovely golden brown colour, which I'll just, and yeah, that is. Definitely not done. Oh, crumbs. That's looking just about done. So, I'll heat that up again once I've finished serving this. So we'll take the wedges. So yeah, if you just, you can use the same spatula and just plate those by the side of burger. Yeah, obviously my presentation is not great. This is the first video that I've done, and I'm just proud that I didn't set anything on fire. Some very tasty chips. Right, and I'll show you the finished product. And if you do end up making this, I hope it is tasty. Yeah, there we go.